Should computer science be included in the curriculum? Why or why not? Technology nowadays is not a science fiction anymore. The speed rate at what technology is advancing is forcing humans to be able to use technology and also understand it. Even though we can expect that every children learns how to program or code or use coding, I believe that it is important to incorporate logic into their thinking at early ages because programming and coding is more about mathematical logic rather than algebraic equations. However, incorporating uh, there's a big difference between incorporating and how to use technology is one thing and how to create the technology is another thing. And the reason why the US government is pushing towards including the computer science class into the curriculum is because there are there are other countries that are selling technology for cheaper and we're kind of falling behind on that. We need like more app creators, more programs that can be used to sell certain things. So it is a big part of the economy. I want to say it should be included in the curriculum, but it shouldn't replace any other subjects that are already in the curriculum. One interesting quote that I found in one of the articles was that of course, this article was published in 2014, so we're pretty close from either prove the hypothesis right or wrong. The article say that by 2020 there will be 1 million more computing jobs than students to fill them. So obviously there's a high demand on the use of coding and programming. So my answer is yes, it should be included in the curriculum. However, it should not replace any of the current subjects. Now, the second question is also a little bit difficult for me to answer. And the question is, how should computer science be included in the curriculum? There are few options that I consider. One of them was staying 1 hour longer after the classes are over, or like extend the class period to 4 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that. However, that's just one option. That's one idea that I have. The other idea that I had is, well, and again, I I know it sounds funny, but I don't agree with my own idea. And the only thing that it came up to my mind to include computer science into the curriculum was to get rid of PE classes, physical education classes. However, I do believe that that is gonna create a health issue. In the other hand, we're gonna increase obesity problems, but at a marketized economy, at a free market economy, the health of the workers it's a secondary problem. It's not a main problem, it's more like a secondary problem and is more considered about life choices. Now, And the reason why I chose PE to get rid of is because a lot of kids that actually like sports don't necessarily like the activities that they perform at the PE class. To give you an example, even though basketball players do a lot of running, soccer players do a lot of running, for a personal experience, soccer players hate running a straight mile with no purpose behind it. And at the same time, I mean, after classes, a lot of kids go perform other sports activities. So that will be another option. Now, uh, this is also very difficult for me uh, to promote this idea, even though it's my own idea. Is that I watched a documentary about the 1960s when John F. Kennedy was the president of the United States, and there was a school in California. I can't remember the name of the school exactly, but they had a PE teacher who presented a physical education plan to the actual government, and the government approved this program. And the program consisted on increased physical education, and they separated into different groups. Like the more advanced people will use yellow shorts, the intermediate fitness level students will use a purple short, and the least advanced students will use a white short. Um, the purpose of this program was to create elite athletes and educational leaders. The reason behind this program was because they wanted to create a whole generation in the United States that was really fit, that could perform activities that not even US Marines could do. Um, Actually, the the pegboard was invented in those years, and the health benefits that this whole generation of kids of this school had is that none of them had heart diseases in even in their elderly years. None of them had spine problems. None of them had osteoporosis problems. None of them had diabetes. So the results of this program was really good. Moving to the last question, how will I use the computer science class into my subject? I have to admit that this was the most difficult question to answer. Uh, However, I will use computer science in physical education to explain students through coding how to use proper angles in order to do a proper pull-up. How is this gonna work? They will have to create a character in the computer that is in a pull-up position with extended arms, and by using coding they will find out at what degree angle, at what numerical angle or what numerical value the arms will collapse and the whole body will fall down into extended position. So if they type the code correctly, they will find the right value at what degree angle the arms will fall down or will stay tucked in. Thank you everybody and have a great weekend.